Okay, so this next video, this next little bit of information, well, I guess you already have a preview of it because I titled it, but this is really about dropping any judgment. So, and just noticing when you're feeling judgment, truly. So, judging yourself for maybe those weird things that you might want to do, like I explained in the first video. Um, and also, I found this to be really tricky in the depths of my grief. But the judgment of other people or directing your like anger and justified anger in some cases, like at other people who just aren't getting it. So if you are experiencing a loss of whatever kind, and you have people in your life who may be really close to you who aren't supporting you in the ways that you want, you have a couple of choices. I mean, of course, you can be angry, but a productive choice would be, a couple of things. One, just remember that your energy is really sacred, that your heart is sacred. And if the folks in your life aren't really able to hold the space for you that you need, then you need to seek somewhere where they can, or someone who can. So, in my experience, you've already heard part of my story. So, my big grief moment was when a past partner passed away, took his life, and it affected me drastically. Now, I hadn't explained this part of it, but a big part of our relationship was um, colored with like physical abuse. It was a very abusive, toxic partnership and very formative, as I mentioned. So, age 17 to 27. And he and I were each other's firsts, everything. And we even have the same birthday. And we shared everything. We were very trauma bonded. And so when I left him, it was like me leaving him. And it was a very dramatic experience. And so when he, comes back into our lives through this experience, and my husband sees me in pieces on the floor, losing my mind, crying. I mean, he's got all his stories running in his mind, not really understanding why, not even why, not being able to understand how to support me when it pains him to see me in pain over somebody who pained me. So there was so much complexity in this. And I even had friends who really couldn't understand, who were just like, oh, I guess you're really sensitive. I know you're really sensitive. And so maybe that's why this is messing with you so much. And it made me feel crazy. Like I actually was like, maybe I'm making this all about me, all the things. No, like drop the fucking judgment. If you have feelings like that, you need to feel them. It's important. Yes, you are allowed to grieve, no matter who it is in your life, no matter if it's a movie star. I remember grieving when Anthony Bourdain committed suicide, and Robin Williams and Kate Spade, and like we need to grieve. We need to, and we're allowed to. And you don't need the permission slip by anybody else, even if they're really close people in your life. I love my husband. He couldn't understand. And so one thing that really helped me, when I experienced this, I had been working with my healer who also does EPT. And in one of our sessions, I mean, honestly, we did 3 sessions and I was like back to normal. It was wild. So the power of EPT is insane. So if you haven't looked into my work, I definitely would take a look. But the experience of truly saying yes and showing up to what was presenting with this is what helped move me through. And I say I was great like that after 3 weeks. I was that next level person who was then able to, I ended up creating my own service for him because nobody was doing anything. And I created the service that I needed for closure that was really beautiful and offered it and like 25 people came, you know, on Zoom and all that stuff. And it was really, really beautiful. And that just opened a next level of, you know, the process of healing. And, you know, I'll say I'm sharing some of the ugly parts of our relationship through this process of grieving and of showing up to it and of healing. I've been able to, my heart has completely opened, and I've been able to witness really beautiful, witness and remember and honor the truth of the fullness of our dynamic, the fullness of our relationship. Not everything was bad. Not everything, you know, I kind of like when I left, it was like that part of my life is over, right? And, you know, onward and upward. I didn't have any reason to go back and, you know, sort through all of those things, unless, you know, unless in my healing sessions they were coming up, right? So basically, I tell you this because there are going to be people in your life who don't get it. There are going to be people in your life who make it about them. My parents made it about them. It was suicide. And so, you know, their belief is that, you know, that's like the most selfish thing that you can do, right? So that's what they would say to me. Literally, both of them on separate calls. One of the first things they said to me, that's not an okay thing to say, but that allowed them, that belief allowed them to be victims. That allows them to stay the victims, right? And so really being able to protect yourself and separate yourself from, or process when this happens, from people who are not capable of facing reality, who are not capable of holding the truth for you and holding you in what you need. And then gravitate toward those who can. So asking you to drop the judgment, to know that people don't really know what to say. And we don't know what to say because we're not taught to grieve. And there's a big problem with that, right? And so what you're doing right now by grieving will help you to help others grieve, and will help you to show up to others who need your support when that time comes. And also try to hold people in a loving presence, you know, hold people in, like, protect yourself. So if you need distance from folks, like with my husband, I was like, you need to go talk to some, like, you need to leave the house for a day so that I can be here and call everybody I need to call. Or like I looked up, because I was like, I don't know what I need, but I looked up like how to comfort somebody that was grieving on, you know, online. And I was like, please do these things for me. This is what I need from you. Please read this article, you know, like take agency over what you need. And, you know, even if it's something as simple as like, I needed my friend to text other friends about what happened, so I didn't have to explain it over and over and over and over again. Or I needed another friend to just hold space. I have a beautiful friend. I mean, go to the people who really can hold things for you. But I had a beautiful friend that was just like, tell me what you wish you had said to him. Tell me what you would want to say to them now. You know, like really allow yourself to be supported. Keep remembering that you're not alone. Seek help when you need it, and be gentle on yourself, be gentle on others, because you know, just because my husband and some of my close friends didn't get it, like that doesn't mean I need to cut them out of my life. That doesn't mean that they're terrible people. You know, have compassion and grace and forgiveness for some of that stuff that comes up. I mean, same with my parents, you know, like I love my parents. I believe they have a limited view, you know, and I have what I think is true about suicide, you know. Anyway, okay, so that's my piece on the judgment. So try to drop the judgment as much as you can. Okay, see you in the next video.